The views expressed in this video presentation are my opinions and not necessarily the opinions of guests and others sharing or reposting this video. The content is produced only for educational and informational purposes. Do not regard any statements in this video as a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. Investing comes with risk to loss of principal. Always conduct your own research and seek guidance from a professional investment advisor. I am not a professional investment advisor. I'm Dollar Will. Peace, fam. What's up, Jesse B and Lloyd Almighty? I like that. Let me get set up here. Give me just a moment. Let's see. This should do it. Right there. All right. If y'all can hear me, let me get a 1. What's up, Rain and Woman? Somebody drop a 1 in the chat. Make sure I'm not tripping. This is football Sunday. You know, my mind is elsewhere. Give me a 1. Hit me a 1. Give me a 1 in the chat. Somebody give me a number 1 in the chat. That way I know you guys hear me. Can I get a 1? Can I get a 1? Somebody shoot me a 1. Come on, somebody give me a digit. Give me a digit. Can you hear me? Good. Okay, great. Now I got it. All right. Peace. What's up, Jay Green and Dwayne? Thank y'all. This as the okay. Osile Estiwa. All right. Welcome. As the title says, I'm here to discuss weed, but I just want to quickly just talk about the S&P 500 real quick. Mahia Israel, welcome. Just because that's the primary thing, I want to make sure everybody's paying attention to what's going on with the S&P 500, because that's what everybody's retirement account is linked to. And what we got here on the chart is the SPY ETF. Of course, you can see I've dramatized it. We've broken the trend line. I do not think that this we should have a down week this week. All right, it should be a negative week, but I don't think this is like excuse me. I don't think this is the hell that we've been saying is inevitable. I don't think it's here yet. Best case scenario is if we have a pull down to, let me get to the, I'm over there looking on the daggone stream, y'all. If we get good news would be if we just had a shallow retrace, where the low from the 24th where that wants to hold. I'm kind of undecided of what I think this thing is going to do. The best case scenario is if we just pull down slightly, and the low holds from September 24th. Worst case scenario, we would fall further to the area, to the low that we hit around June 15th. If the milder pullback is what we get, we will go higher, and we would have a more extended run. If we get the more severe pullback, then we're going to get one push above this, and so then hell will come sooner. That's the short of it is. So depending on whether you're whether you're bullish or bearish, or how you feel about the pending hell, the pending massive correction that everybody is preaching, a short pullback will run us maybe into spring. Maybe we'll get to spring before that happens. If we have the steeper pullback, January, into December, January, it would happen sooner. That's again, these are just my opinions. Okay. Um, consult your own advisor. If you don't know technical analysis, get a teacher. I'd love to be your teacher. Join my Patreon. All right, so let's get to the weed. But I will be talking more about this S&P through the week, and as these moves come in and we get more certainty about what about the depth of this correction, and then I will come forward with more definitive projections about how high we go before my opinion, and I stress my opinion of when this massive correction will happen. But I'm just going to wait and let this near term event happen, and then I'll be able to examine the structure of this move to be able to make a better projection. All right. Let's see. So get my watch list. Now, I've made a promise to myself that I was not going to do any charts on weed canvas until it was ready, until it looked like, I didn't want to say, keep coming on saying, it's coming and it's almost there. I said, I'm going to wait until something happens where I really feel like, okay, this is it. Okay. And so this is a weekly chart we're looking at, and we're looking at canopy growth, which is the market cap leader of the space. And last week we had this big candlestick here. It's backed up by nice volume. So this low we made back in March, which is also the low for the S&P and Dow was in March also. Okay, so it bottomed like everything else. But this support area here that we made way back in November of last year pretty much held. Not to mention that, the March low was not threatened. And we're going up from here. It's my opinion we're going significantly above this point here, this $60, $59, $60 level. I wouldn't, this everything I'm saying today about these marijuana stocks, I believe this space is right at this moment starting an extended move. These are not trades, in my opinion. These are things you hold in your mind. Get ready to hold this, I don't know, maybe a year or whatever. But at this price level, I wouldn't be thinking of touching this thing, getting out of it until it gets like in the neighborhood of $95, something like that. I wouldn't be messing with it. I'd be holding on. So we know all these are going to make huge moves. And the marijuana is in that. It's weird in that the market, part of it has a medicinal use, but it also trades like cigarettes. It's got, don't flood me with the mail, it's about, the medical use of it. But it seems that it trades like what's called a sin stock. Those are, it is what it sounds like it is, alcoholic beverages, cigarettes, condoms, guns and ammo, those types of things that equate to sin or fun, however you look at it. All right. So yeah, it's time. And so when the S&P gets to where it's going, there's going to be a rotation to consumer staples, and I would put the marijuana and beverages and wine and spirits, all that stuff, as well as basically everything that's in the daggone grocery store and your drugstore, basically. So when we get maybe I shouldn't say everything, but most things, that's where you will find those items. And so once we top out on the S&P, you will notice a lot of people will shift and they'll start talking about things like food items, because we want to have food inflation. Okay, not just because of that, the virus, not just because of that, but as food gets contaminated, that's going to worsen the matter. But aside from that, money rotates to those staples, and food is the main one. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of those food stocks come into play. Your grocery stores. My favorite one space is the agriculture. You know, everything starts with shit. you gotta, I mean, you gotta, make it crude, but that's what it is. You put it in the ground and stuff grow, and we eat it, and it tastes also good. But don't think about this, at dinner time, but that's what it is. All right, moving on. Let's see. So we got canopy growth. I'm gonna speed through these real fast. This is not going to be a long feed because I want to go back and finish watching football. We got Aurora Cannabis. This stock has gotten some negative news because it's one of its billionaire investors abandoned ship. So I'm just looking at trying to see this low, but there's a low way back here. It's like 228. That's what it is. Way back here. Here being December 21st, 2015. Okay, and in Elliott Wave, on my browser is locking up on me now. In Elliott Wave terms, I would call this entire rise up a wave one, and the decline a wave two. The good news is the most profitable, serious, money making wave is wave three, and I believe this is where we are now. This one is probably the least convincing chart, but I still think it's worth a shot because of the space itself. Because of you'll see as I go through the other charts. All of the other ones that look pretty much more clear that we're rising. But we got a higher high right here with this candlestick from last week. Got nice volume and it's ready to go. But as long as it stays above, I say the low of 432 from last week, I would, I'm bullish this. If it goes lower than the low last week, then I would abandon it. This is, of course, for entertainment purposes. I don't give signals, not even on my Patreon. I teach people how to fish. I don't want to run a signal service. There are people out there that will sell you signals, when to buy and when to sell and all that. I'm just doing it in a general kind of way, but on the Patreon, I get in the weeds. Okay, I get deep in the weeds with it. All right, so this is I don't like the way this site does not autocorrect. This is barcharts.com. It's a great site because it has a lot of good information on it, whether you're a technical or fundamental trader. But the charts is kind of like it doesn't autocorrect, so can be a little janky there. All right, so that's that. Now this is one of my favorites. This is in the penny area. It's called Hexo, and this price is 76 cents or whatever. And so this high here is $8. And if I'm right that we're gonna have an extended move, then this is really gonna be a home run. This is really gonna be some serious money. This could get to like at 75 cents area where we are now. I would be holding on to this thing till like at around $12 or $13. So this is stuff that I wouldn't be messing with. I wouldn't be trying to outsmart this thing. I would buy into everything I'm mentioning today. It's got a high. I wouldn't touch it until it went above it. I leave it alone. I let it roll. Well, maybe not. Maybe not, because we could get a push up to here, and then a pullback slight, and maybe that would be like an area to get out, then get back in. So let me hold off on that, saying that. But in the bigger picture, I'm talking about this is going to be one of those the consumer staple space in general, and this marijuana space in particular. I think it's going to be one of those areas that goes up while the major index is going down. Okay, so, and we got a nice little volume pop right there too. That's nice. And then there's another one, Tilray. Now, the point of all of this is that I should have mentioned in the top. I buy ETFs mostly, but the bigger concept that I want people to understand is that money rotates from one industry to another, not necessarily one stock to another. It rotates from one industry to another, because as the economy changes, the macroeconomic environment will favor one type of business and not another. And so you really should learn to pick industries instead of stocks. Because if you get the industry right, then you can go in and pick the stock within the industry. Okay, that's called sector rotation. You can Google it, but I ain't gonna give up no more free game like that. But let's see. So yeah, I like the fact that what do I like about this? We hit this low here after this extended move down in March, as we said earlier, and then we broke this trend line and we went higher. We broke this sequence of lower highs, okay, with a nice candlestick volume. We're deeply over a nice candlestick move for the week, and we're deeply over sold. And so what I'm showing here today is I'm going through this marijuana space, and you see a theme develop as I go from stock to stock in the whole space. And so that tells you that money is just really actually indiscriminately going to that space. Some of these companies are dogs, but there's a saying that the tide raises all boats, okay? And you're going to watch, and I'm putting it on record, okay, that these things are going to rise and some of them are dogs. And it's not even going to matter. These dogs are going to rise, okay? It's just like the tech stock bubble we had back in the 90s. These companies went to several $100s and hadn't even earned one penny. You know, some of these cryptocurrencies are going to the moon and they're pieces of crap. It doesn't matter in terms of the mania that can step in and drive a stock up. That's why I favor technical analysis over fundamental analysis, because in the end of the day, you're buying a stock. You're not buying a company. You're buying a stock. And I know the other side says the opposite. You know, there's a correlation between the performance of the company and the performance of the stock. I say correlation, but correlation is not causation, you know. So, like I said, garbage companies rise too. Okay, here's another one. We see this nice little volume spike again. See this nice little move here. So you start to see this theme develop. So same thing as before, this low from November of last year, the price respected that. It never came anywhere near the low in March, and it's ready to go. Just look at the size of this candlestick relative to all the others, and then look at the size of this volume spike, which broke this downtrend in volume. Okay, so in a month, you're going to see some really big bars and some really big candles. So you see the size of this thing. This price could get away pretty quickly. It can really get away in a week. By the end of the week, the number one topic that they're going to talk about on all the stock shows is the marijuana space. Watch, just for only because of this price action right here, just the size and this volume. This volume here tells you that big money is in the house, and the absence of earnings doesn't even matter. Okay. All right, so that's let me see. And this one, MJ, is actually an ETF. And so if you buy this one symbol, all of these symbols, just about all the symbols that I clicked on today, are in this fund. And ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. It's just like a mutual fund, not just like, but it's very similar to a mutual fund. The functional difference that matters, that's going to matter to you, is that you can trade this. You can trade an ETF intraday, whereas a mutual fund, you can only buy it and sell it at the 4 p.m. at the market close price. So if something is going on in the middle of the day and you want to get out, you have to. If you see the stock is dropping, you can't get out until the end of the day. But with an ETF, you can go and press the button and exit right in a few seconds, just like it's a stock. That's why I prefer ETFs. And then here's another penny stock. And this one is Green Organic. I think this is like a Canadian company. And this is a penny stock version too. So this is around 23 cents. And I'm going to zoom in on it. These lows held. Okay, broke the trend line. Off to the races. This high, it's at around 23 cents right now. And we're talking about $8 for this high. So this thing could end up around, I would be looking at this around $12 or $13 too. I wouldn't be really wanting to mess with it. Unless I said, we might get up here and maybe in need of a pullback. I'll see how it go when we get there. But this stuff is going to be quite profitable. Can you imagine buying something for around a quarter and it gets to like $12? Wow. Again, this is just my opinion. It's no guarantee that this is going to happen. It's just that I've witnessed before whole spaces move up. Okay. And if that happens with this is a tremendous amount of money. I mean, to get to $2.30, to get up to this area, that's 1,000%. Okay. So, so this is for like couch money, I didn't talk about the price of Hexo. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And that was the last of it. So I'm gonna check the chat. Hopefully I ain't do nothing stupid like leave my mic on mute. I spend so much time on Patreon. I come over here, act like I don't know how to do a daggone feed. So I'm looking in the chat. Okay, nobody, Raining Woman, not telling me, hey man, you did it again. You didn't turn your mic on, or we can't hear you. Let's see, Sam, I am. What's up, brother? Okay, yeah. You said you've been losing on all these, man. I wouldn't give up now. If you've been losing, you've already suffered the pain. Now it's time for the gain. Yeah. That's what I think. This is it. I think this is, Sam, I am. I think the time is now. Let's see. Chris F says, I don't like making calls like that say it's going to hit this price by this time. Okay. I don't make those. I don't get into that. Now I'm a Elliott wave theory trader and all that. And I can identify price levels, but I don't get into how long it's going to take to get there. I don't have no real interest in that either. That's a level of technical analysis I'll say I haven't reached yet. And I don't really know anybody that has reached that level. I'm sure there's someone out there that whose game is tight, on that level. But maybe I'll get there. Let's see what else we got. Currently, materials and industry. Yeah, brother. Oh man. Also, Man, bro, didn't I ask you to tell me how to say your name? You got to write it phonetically. Osile or Estiwa. Right, because the materials and industrials, they're part of this move. But I would be a little cautious with those materials this week. If the dollar starts moving up, that's gonna hurt that space. Okay, that's gonna hurt a lot. You can feel that immediately. But don't think that the S&P will fall because materials suffer. It can rise without it. It can rise without it. Let's see. All right, Jesse B, Lord Almighty, my head Israel. All right, everybody. Well, I want to thank y'all for checking this out, and especially my day one reigning woman. I'm gonna get back to my football, and I'll be checking. I'll be posting more because there's more going on. But in those quiet periods where prices are just like surging between levels, I put my time in, with my crew on Patreon. But when it's like structurally important, like the price is doing something structurally important, I come on my channel. And I want to thank y'all for like responding. I didn't give the system time to like send out the notifications. I typed out the form like 15 minutes before, and I really need to like do it. We'll give it a little bit more heads up. And I was shocked that you guys responded, this quickly, because I appreciate that, because when I do put a video on this channel, it's because I see something on the chart like right at that moment, because otherwise, you see, I don't put up a video every day, so yeah, the Patreon just be burning me out. So peace, fam. Oh, I got a link for your Patreon. Yeah, check out Reigning Woman. Got it. We put it up top. I think she did. But my name is Dollar Will with one L. You can go to Patreon and type it, and it'll come up. And I think it's in the below the video. I'm pretty certain it's below the video and the the description section below the video.